If you're a fan of anime, you've at some point wished you had an anime villain's body. An anime body is perfection. They're lean and ripped with perfect proportions. They're muscular while still being shredded and athletic. They're not too big, but they're not too small either. And it might not be possible to look exactly like that because, after all, anime is fiction. It's still possible to reach that same potential. Just take Tyler Durden from Fight Club. If you're tired of being too fat, too skinny, or somewhere in the middle with zero body definition whatsoever, it's time to get that fixed. So here's your no BS guide to getting an anime villain's body. First, we figure out what your body type is. There are 3 categories of bodies that men fit into. You're either fat, skinny, or skinny fat. If you have a body fat percentage of over 20% as a guy, you're fat. It means you've got man boobs, thick love handles, and all that. It's that simple. It might sound harsh, but you wouldn't be here if it wasn't true, so get over it. Your average skinny dude has very little body fat and 0 muscle. If you can see your ribs without trying too hard, if you're under 55 kilograms or 120 pounds as a guy, you're skinny. Skinny fat. This is where most guys get confused. Skinny fat is what you have in the middle of skinny and fat. You lack muscle mass but carry excess body fat, typically around your belly. Then, there are skinny but just a little bit fat dudes, which means you have a few muscles and just a little bit of fat around your belly. You might have a decent chest with room for improvement, but your belly is protruding, and you have love handles, but when you flex your abdomen, you look lean. Once you figured out what category your body fits in, we can move on to the stages of your physical transformation. The first stage is the limbo stage. This is the stage where you've determined what your body currently looks like, fat, skinny, or skinny fat, but your body isn't yet where you want it to be. In this case, an anime villain. This stage is a version of hell, and nobody wants to be here. If you're in the limbo stage, here's what you can do to get out. If you're fat, you need to diet to get out of the limbo stage. If you have over 20% body fat, you shouldn't be trying to gain muscle mass. You should be trying to dump the excess fat and bring your body fat percentage down somewhere between 8 to 12% before you even think about gaining muscle. To cut down to a decent body fat percentage, you need sufficient protein intake, strength training, and you need to be in a reasonable calorie deficit. If you're skinny, you need to gain muscle and increase your muscle size to get out of the limbo stage. So what you need to do is bulk. Not all skinny guys have 0 muscle definition. Some have a little bit of definition. If you're in this category and thinking, well, I already have muscles. Yes, you have a good amount of muscle definition, but you still need to fill out to look ripped. To get out of the limbo stage, you'll need sufficient protein intake, strength training, and a reasonable calorie surplus. Now for my skinny fat dudes. You might be a little confused as to which part of this video relates to you. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. If you're skinny fat and want to look like an anime villain, you need to burn fat first, not body recomp. In case you were wondering what body recomposition is, it's the process of reducing body fat and adding muscle mass. A lot of skinny fat dudes think that they can use body recomp to gain their desired physique. While it might work for some, it doesn't work for everyone, and I personally don't recommend it. Cutting down on the fat first and then bulking is the easiest and fastest way to see results as a skinny fat dude. But if you're the guy who is skinny with just a little fat around the abdomen area and still has some muscle definition, body recomposition might work because you won't lose the muscles that you already have. Now that you know what to do to get out of that limbo stage, let's get into the next stage. After the first stage, you will be left with a good base to build on. This means if you were fat, you're now at 10 to 12% body fat. If you were skinny, you now have some muscle definition. And if you were skinny fat, you're now lean. Now in this next stage, it's time for you to build on that base. If you're skinny, you've gained muscle, but unfortunately, you've also gained some fat. This is the stage where you strip your body of the fat. You need to be careful in this stage so you don't lose the muscle that you've worked hard to gain. So instead of the calorie surplus you were on before, you go on a slight calorie deficit with strength training. The key word is slight. If you're a fat dude, then your base has shed the excess fat, but you also lack muscle mass. What you need to do in the build stage is to gain muscle and strength so you can minimize fat re-entry. If you're skinny fat, then you're in the same boat as the fat dude. Gain muscle mass and strength. These stages go on and on. You build on one stage and then you move to the next. For example, if you used to be skinny, you get some muscles and fat as your base. And then in your third phase, you drop off that excess fat. Then you can start another phase of gaining muscle and then lose fat again to establish a new starting point. Now, after you know your body type, you build a base and then a strong build. It's time to get stronger and fit and get that anime physique. If you look at any anime villain or hero, there are some major things that stand out with their physique. They have a wide back, broad, prominent shoulders with a V taper, and a very narrow waist with lean abs and a strong chest. So what do? Resistance training. You need to focus on different areas of your body to have that ripped, proportional body. You need to focus on your abs, neck, shoulders, arms, back, chest, and finally, legs. The usual YouTube videos will have you training till you drop to get an anime villain physique. This is a no BS guide, so I'm here to tell you you can build an aesthetic anime villain body while training less. All you have to do is follow some key training principles and focus on certain exercises. Cardio. You've probably heard that cardio is the best for fat loss, but that's not necessarily true. It can also make you gain weight because when you run, for instance, you get this feeling you've burnt a lot of fat, and you probably have, but it also gives you a false sense of security. The hunger pains you get after cardio are worse and make you eat a whole lot more. If you want to have that ripped body with muscles and definition, then instead of running on a treadmill, try incline walking for at least 30 minutes. I walk at a 4 to 4.5 km/h speed at an incline of 12. Abs. Abs are considered one of the hallmarks of attractiveness, but there's a lot of misinformation out there on what develops your abs. You shouldn't just focus on exercises where your back is flat on the ground. You should also start doing ab exercises that strengthen and shorten the muscles so your abs actually contract. Exercises like a leg raise or a cable crunch are really effective and will give you the ab burn and definition you need. Broad shoulders and back. To develop an anime physique, incorporate both weight training and calisthenics. Every anime villain and hero have a broad back and a very narrow waist. You want to achieve a massive shoulder to waist ratio. Neck and the traps are one of the most important muscle groups to target to get that anime physique. Try incorporating neck curls, extensions, and shrugs. Anime men also have prominent shoulders, so you need to focus more on these muscle groups as well. Exercises like overhead press, lateral raises, upright row, face pulls, and cable rear delt fly will help you build that width. As for back, you can incorporate chin-ups, pull-ups with wider grip, and inverted rows. To get a narrow waist, one of the exercises that really helps is stomach vacuum. Every morning while your stomach's empty, start practicing a vacuum. First, inhale through your nose and fill your lungs. Then after 3 to 4 seconds, exhale at that same time. Pull your stomach inside in a way that you are trying to touch your belly button to your spine. Hold that for 10 to 20 seconds and repeat 2 to 3 times. Other exercises. Prominent chest is also important in achieving that anime physique. Apart from the usual chest exercises that you would do, like bench press or cable flies, try incorporating exercises like weighted push-ups and weighted dips. You also need to focus on creating strong arms and forearms. Bicep curls, close grip bench press, and tricep rope pushdowns are recommended exercises. To develop strong forearms, incorporate finger curls and towel holds. Progressive overload. Progressive overload is simple. It just means gradually increasing weight or number of reps as your body develops. I would highly recommend you track your progress in the gym. Note the number of reps you did with what weight. Consistently and steadily try to increase the weight and reps. You can use a notebook or Google Sheets or download an app that helps you track gym progress. Trust me, keeping track is really helpful. If you want to know which weight you should use at the gym, pick weights that allow you to do 6 to 8 reps. Clean diet. I cannot stress to you how important it is to maintain a clean diet so that you can have that lean, athletic, shredded physique. Stay away from processed sugar and consume a good amount of protein. Pro tip, ashwagandha does wonders and it'll help you get lean and ripped. Less is more. You've probably watched a lot of YouTube videos that tell you if you want to look ripped, keep going and never stop. That's wrong. You can work out less and gain more by focusing on the most important muscle groups. Working out 4 to 5 days a week and splitting up your workout is enough. I go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week, and this is the split that I follow. Follow these tips to get an anime villain's body just in time for summer. Let me know in the comments below which tips you can't wait to try. If you love this video, you'll love the next one even more.